Hello, dear parishioners. It's been almost 2 months since we have returned to a public Mass. Following the directives of the Archdiocese of Detroit, we have gone from being allowed 25% capacity to 50% capacity, which for our parish is 450 people. So each week we have steadily grown in-person Mass attendance as we adjust our lives to living in this pandemic. Despite the growth of attendance, we have not yet reached our 25% capacity at any of our Sunday Masses. As your pastor and spiritual father, my main concern is how you are doing spiritually, emotionally, and physically during this pandemic. I have been able to see and speak with some of you personally, but I want to hear more. I invite you to take a very brief survey, which can be found in the email blast and parish website. Paper copies will be available in the parish office and in the vestibules. The survey is anonymous, and hopefully the results from the survey will give us deeper insight so our pastoral staff, including the 3 priests, can find ways to better serve you. Allow me to speak for a moment to those of you still joining us for Mass via Livestream. As a reminder, Archbishop Vigneron has dispensed Catholics in the Archdiocese from the Sunday obligation to attend Mass until September 6th, and we will continue to offer our parish Livestream Mass at 10 a.m. each Sunday. This technology is a beautiful gift, and we thank you for joining us. However, I want to encourage you to utilize this technology in a way that truly helps you spiritually. Hopefully, our habits are constantly forming us into the people God desires us to be. How we pray via Livestream is no different. Here are a few suggestions to help you have a full and active participation in the Livestream Mass. Wear your typical Sunday Mass attire at home when viewing the Mass. If you are physically able to do so, participate in the postures of Mass by standing, sitting, kneeling at the appropriate times. Respond to the prayers at home, just as you would if you're attending in person. Avoid consuming food and beverage during Mass because you're very tempted because you're at home. Also, put other distractions like cell phones, social media, and the like aside while viewing the live stream Mass. I know that many of you must continue to participate via live stream due to health reasons and precautions, but I also want to ask that you prayerfully consider when and if you could and or should return to in-person Masses. I mention this because as your pastor, I want you to fully receive all that God has to offer. This leads me to share some reminders about our in-person worship here at Our Lady of Sorrows Parish. Precautions have been in place for your safety since the Solemnity of Pentecost, which was the first Sunday public Mass. So as a reminder, here are safety measures in place. The CDC recommends that anybody with respiratory illness or an active cough or temperature should stay home. There is signage outdoors before you enter reminding everyone to wear a mask and to social distance. Our parishioners have been so generous in making masks just in case a parishioner may have forgotten theirs. Connor Robeck, a parishioner who's working on his Eco Scout project, made 1,000 face masks for the use of our parishioners. There's black tape on the floor to encourage social distancing during the reception of Holy Communion, and every other pew is ribboned off so that persons can social distance 6 feet apart from each other. Please remove your mask before you receive Holy Communion, and there are hand sanitizers at each entrance of the church building. Sanitation of the pews, doors, doorknobs, and bathrooms are done before and after each Mass, including weekday Masses. The Mass times on Sunday have been changed to allow time to sanitize. The present Mass times are 8, 10, and 12 noon. Generally speaking, I believe that most of us would agree that wearing a mask is uncomfortable and tedious. However, it is a small inconvenience in exchange for returning to Mass and keeping our more vulnerable parishioners safer. Jesus reminds us that being a Christian is about sacrifice and picking up our crosses. Simply put, wearing a mask at Mass is an act of charity towards those around us. These past number of months have challenged all of us in many ways. Please know that the entire staff and I are here to listen, to assist you through this time as much as we can. Over the past several weeks, I've enjoyed seeing many of you return to worship God at Mass. And since I cannot see your complete face due to wearing a mask, I see the smile in your eyes. Jesus tells us in the Gospels to not be afraid. He is with us. So let us be faithful, not fearful, and continue to share a bit of gospel joy each day.